Hey everybody, it's been a while. Yeah, this is because either we haven't been home or the mailman has been using a substitute. But it's a nice day, so it's probably going to be warm today. And hope everybody had a good Easter. Now, let's see, what can we talk about today? Sorry about the messy hair. I brushed it. It needs to be washed, so I'm gonna probably wash it tonight. But anyway, we had a good weekend. We got to see our little granddaughter, and she had an amazing Easter. But we had to do it early because yesterday I was sicker than a dog. So there was that. And just sitting around. Oh, my spouse will be getting rid of his bank account because it seems like everything gets messed up with that bank account. When we get back to where we want to be, then maybe he can get another one, but right now he's going to go through direct deposit, which will make it a little easier. That way he'll know ahead of time instead of waiting until the wee hours of the morning, because banks don't tell you. They post, when they're going to have your money on there. So I think yesterday's problem with me being sick, I think it had to do with the cheesecake I finished off the night before. But I don't know. Or it was a 24-hour bug, I don't know, because I feel better today, so it might have just been the cheesecake was bad. So we're now in spring, and the 9th will be my spouse's birthday, and probably just do nothing. Go watch the baby for a little bit, and then come back here and vegetate. I got to figure out where I can get a mattress without having credit check done, because it seems like these mattress people don't like people on SSI. So I have to come up with another way. It's been a long week. Now we got another long month. I'm trying to get a mattress that I can just pay outright because I'm tired of payments. So I can take more money that way and get him instead of a couch, get him a chair, which at Aaron's is the same price, but So we took Ava. Well, her mom drove, but we all took Ava all over different stores and stuff like that Saturday, and bought her more stuff. And the last place we took her to was a place where it's a pet shop, and they had this little pig, and it was so cute. She was following that pig, trying to pet it, and when she did get to pet it, she was giggling and laughing. She loved the birds and all the little critters. She, as far as we know, she loves animals, so that's good. I would like to find her a place where she can meet up with farm animals, They take her to the zoo when they can. Right now, their tags are kind of down, so they can't go too far. But they're gonna have to figure that one out. I'm sorry, we don't got the money to, because it's not a cheap car. They got a $600 and something payment on that car. Plus, they have to get tags for it. And here's my feeling about that. If you're still paying on it and you miss a payment and that car company is allowed to come back and get their car, then they should pay the insurance and the tags until the car's paid off. This is my opinion. I know it's not how it works, but at least have them have tags that'll last until they pay off the car, because especially when they cost so much to put tags back on it when they go out, or make them last longer. The money people pay for tags for their vehicles, make it last longer. That's a suggestion. They don't take into consideration that people have to pay car insurance. They got to pay DMV every year for tags, and some gets up there in price. Some have to pay over $200 or more. For tags. It's just a little thing you put on your car. But this is how DMV works, I guess. Boy, there's some big stuff leaving that. That's a big truck. That's a big truck. Anyway, I don't know what it's for. They're doing some work over at that hotel, and it is a hotel across the street. So they're doing a lot of work on there. Wish I could get them to give us one of their full mattresses they're getting rid of. Because they got mattresses all over there. I guess what they're doing, they're trying to redesign the rooms and stuff like that. So they're trying to make it a little bit nicer looking, I guess. I've never been in there as a customer, so I don't know what those rooms look like. I've only been in the Studio 6 motel next to it, they're nice the way they set up. You could live out of those. This is what I think this used to be, because they had room for that. This has been here for a while. So, I don't know how long the owners own this one and how they fixed it, but it belongs to Central Homes Corporation, whatever it's called. Anyway, there's this one, and then there's another one that's under the same management company that is like, I don't know if they're one or two studios or whatever, but it's in a different location. So I don't know about that, but I mean, it's not that the rent's bad here, it's just that when you switch over to Texas, because California, you get the extra 200 and something. When you get here, they switch your check when you report it, which I have. It switches over to what they give them. And believe me, $994 is not enough to live, even here. I hate the fact they took that money, and they did. Now I'm only getting $994 too. So, and I shut down my California food stamps already, so did he. Which you get the same amount of food stamps here, but still, It just, yeah, we can get more food now that they stopped selling like sodas and stuff like that, but I don't think that was fair. I think that was really, really not fair. And that's on the list. And it is no more not healthy than, anything else. Because eventually they're going to say even water's not healthy for you. So we've been stocking up. But, it's just, it's ridiculous, They need to, with Social Security disability, they need to match it to how you're paying bills and stuff like that. Like if you have to pay rent, which in this case would be $9.69, plus you have to pay a phone bill, and yeah, I know you can get what they used to call the Obama fund, the government funds, but you can only allow one per household. That should be fixed too. Excuse me, because there's more people than that in a household. I mean, roommates, come on. But I mean, it should include the bills, showing you the bills they have to pay. Like, we've got a storage in California, and it's got my mom's curio cabinet in it, and I don't want to lose it. And there's stuff that belonged to his grandmother that we don't want to lose either. Plus, I have pictures and everything, and my birth certificate's in there. So, we got to keep paying no matter how high the price is. But see, this state hasn't caught up to the way California is. And I think California is a state that pays the highest in Social Security disability. But, even the people on regular Social Security that pay into that stuff from the day they start working, they have, money goes to that. And they still don't get the right amount every month to live, And mine's not going to be very much because the first 8 years I worked, let's see, I ended up giving them the wrong social, so whoever has 588-690-967 has got that extra 8 years added onto theirs. So, and I can't fix that, if I would have known, because when I filled out the applications, they usually didn't ask to show proof of the social. Now they do. But, and that's not any of that is not my real social, by the way, so if you think you're going to use it, don't. My socials completely, that was just a example, But I mean, it was the one that I used because I thought it was, but all the numbers are not in the right order of my actual one. So, but that's just what I'm trying to explain. But other than that, everything's going okay, We're doing as well as we can, we just don't have the extra money to spend anymore. Luckily, the internet comes with being in this apartment, or we really would be bored. Because we wouldn't be able to, and just with what we get, we can handle the rent and the bills. Just nothing extra. But everything's fine, We just take one day at a time. So that was just a little this and that conversation, because I couldn't think of a good topic to talk about. But if you have any suggestions, go ahead and put them in there. If I can do it, I will. I can only make the videos when my spouse isn't here, because he don't like to be on camera. He looks at me weird when I do it. So, you know, there's that. So, everybody have a good week, and thanks for watching. I can recommend people you can watch on here. There's Josh the Explorer, and there's certain ones that his friends, and then there's Justin Scard, and then there's Jordan the Lion, and Lamont on the Run. Check them all out. They're all really good at what they do. Alright, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Bye.